Did you know there's a substance capable of stealing your health, your mind, and even your life, all while promising a false sense of power and happiness? Yep, we are talking about cocaine. A drug that, at first glance, might seem harmless, but actually hides one of the biggest villains when it comes to human mental and emotional health. In today's video, we are going to dive deep into this topic, uncovering the real impacts of cocaine on your mind, and understanding why it's so devastating. And trust me, it might seem far removed from your reality, but you'll be shocked to find out just how close to home it can be. What you're about to hear could save lives. Stick with me until the end, because this is a serious and urgent issue that deserves your full attention. Cocaine is a powerful and highly addictive drug. At first, it might seem like an escape route, a way to numb emotional pain or even just to get a buzz. But the price of that temporary relief is far too high. What starts as curiosity or social pressure can quickly spiral into a cycle of addiction, destroying not just mental health, but also relationships, careers, and even a person's sense of identity. Let's dive into each stage of this destructive process, from initial use to the devastating impact it has on your mind, your body, and your soul. And if you think this doesn't affect you, remember, addiction's ripple effect impacts entire families and communities, not just individuals. So stay with us, and share this video around. You never know who might need to hear this today. Cocaine is a central nervous system stimulant extracted from coca leaves, a plant native to South America. Although it's a drug with a history dating back thousands of years, used traditionally in rituals and even medicinally in the past, today it's become synonymous with destruction and addiction. When consumed, cocaine triggers an intense feeling of euphoria, increased energy, and heightened confidence. Initially, it might seem like a magic solution for emotional problems or a way to enhance performance. But what many don't realize is that this substance acts like a ticking time bomb for the brain, altering its natural mechanisms. Moreover, cocaine is available in different forms, such as crack cocaine, which is even more devastating and easier to obtain. The issue here isn't only what cocaine does at the moment of use, but the lasting damage it leaves behind in your brain and your body. The answer is complex and varies from person to person. Some turn to cocaine as a way to escape emotional problems, while others believe it will enhance their social or professional performance. Often, cocaine use begins recreationally, at parties or social gatherings, without the individual fully realizing the dangers involved. Peer pressure and the normalization of cocaine use in certain social circles also play a significant role at the start. However, addiction is deceptive. The initial feeling of euphoria is so intense that the brain craves more, and then even more, until control is completely lost. The crucial point here is that nobody ever sets out to become addicted. Yet cocaine manipulates the brain, deceiving users and trapping them in a consumption cycle that becomes extremely difficult to break. That's exactly where the cycle of destruction begins, quietly and progressively. Cocaine directly interferes with the brain's neurotransmitters, especially dopamine, which is responsible for feelings of pleasure. The problem is that continuous use causes the brain to stop producing dopamine naturally, making the person dependent on the drug just to feel normal. This leads to severe mental health issues, anxiety attacks, panic episodes, paranoia, and even hallucinations are common. In more serious cases, the brain begins to show signs of premature aging, losing essential cognitive functions like memory and concentration. Additionally, these chemical changes make users increasingly vulnerable to conditions like depression and even psychosis. In the long run, chronic cocaine use can lead to permanent mental health disorders, such as drug-induced schizophrenia. It's a dangerous game, and the brain always ends up losing. Beyond its devastating effects on the mind, cocaine also wreaks havoc on the body. The heart is one of the most affected organs. Regular use significantly increases the risk of heart attacks, strokes, and high blood pressure. Many young users end up with heart conditions that, under normal circumstances, would only appear in much older people. The respiratory system also suffers, especially when the drug is snorted. Frequent nosebleeds, difficulty breathing, and infections are just the beginning. And the damage doesn't stop there. Cocaine use can cause nasal ulcers, liver problems, infections, and even weaken the immune system. On top of all that, the physical toll becomes visible: extreme weight loss, prematurely aged skin, and damaged teeth. Cocaine doesn't just destroy from the inside, it leaves clear marks on the outside too. Drug addiction doesn't just affect the user, it impacts everyone around them. Relationships are torn apart by mistrust, impulsive behavior, and, in many cases, the violence that can arise as a consequence of drug use. Parents lose connection with their children, marriages break down, and friendships fall apart. On top of that, the shame and social stigma linked to cocaine use push the person even further away from healthy social interaction. The drug creates a cycle of isolation where the user feels trapped, and those around them often don't know how to help. What begins as an individual issue quickly becomes a shared pain, one that can tear entire families apart. Another common impact is the financial damage caused by addiction. Often, users drain family savings, lose their jobs, or get into debt to support their habit. This leads to constant tension and conflict, which can ultimately cause the breakdown of homes and relationships. Users may also start avoiding family gatherings or social events out of fear of being questioned about their behavior, creating even more emotional distance. The impact also extends beyond the inner circle. Workmates, friends, and even neighbors can feel the effects of the instability brought on by drug use. Rebuilding these relationships after starting treatment is possible, but it takes time, patience, and often professional support. It's important to remember that genuine love and support are key in helping someone break free from this cycle. Yes, there is treatment, and it's essential to breaking the cycle of addiction. Recovery, however, takes more than just willpower. It requires professional support, which may include therapy, medication, and participation in support groups. Many users feel alone on this journey, but it's important to emphasize that help is available, and it can truly change lives. One of the biggest challenges is the stigma that stops people from seeking treatment out of fear of being judged. But recovery is possible, even in the most severe cases. The treatment process begins with recognizing the problem. That might sound simple, but many people remain in denial about their dependence, making those first steps the hardest. Once that stage is reached, support from psychologists, psychiatrists, and therapists becomes crucial. There are also therapeutic communities and specialized clinics that provide safe environments for rehabilitation. Medical supervision is essential too, as the body and brain often need help recovering from the damage caused by the drug. It's also important to understand that recovery isn't a straight path. Relapses can happen, but that doesn't mean the treatment has failed. Every attempt to stop is a step forward toward a life free from addiction. Another key factor is emotional support from family and friends. They need to be ready to offer encouragement, but also to set healthy boundaries. Looking into the support services and resources available in your area can make a huge difference in the recovery journey. If you know someone who's struggling with cocaine use, the first thing you should do is offer support, without judgment. People who use drugs often feel ashamed or guilty, and the fear of being judged can push them further away from getting help. Talk to them, show that you care, and gently encourage them to seek treatment. Be ready to listen and provide practical help, whether that's going with them to appointments or finding information about clinics and professionals. It's also important to look after yourself. Supporting someone through addiction can be emotionally exhausting, so don't forget your own well-being in the process. Another key point is to avoid direct confrontation. Approaching someone in an aggressive or accusatory way usually just increases their resistance to acknowledging the problem. Instead, choose calm, thoughtful moments to have conversations, show genuine concern, and offer pathways toward a solution. Sometimes, just feeling heard is enough to spark the first steps toward change. If possible, seek the help of professionals who specialize in family intervention. They can assist in creating a more supportive environment, making it easier for the person to accept treatment. It's also essential to remember that, no matter how much you want to help, the decision to change must come from the individual. Forcing help can often backfire. Finally, consider joining support groups, especially those designed for the families of people struggling with addiction. These groups offer practical advice and emotional support, helping you cope with the impact addiction may be having on your own life. Never underestimate the importance of looking after yourself while supporting someone through this difficult journey. There is hope, and your attitude can make all the difference. Cocaine is a silent enemy, one that enters people's lives promising pleasure and freedom, but delivers pain and entrapment. If you're facing this battle, or know someone who is, know this: there is hope. Recovery is possible, and every step towards mental and emotional well-being is a victory. Don't ignore the signs. Don't underestimate the risks. And above all, don't give up. Your life, or the life of someone you love, is worth far more than any fleeting sensation. Before you go, make sure to give this video a like and subscribe to the channel for more content like this. And there's more. The video that's showing on your screen right now will help you even further on this journey. Click on it and keep learning. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.